Hey DOT community, this is Alon coming at you with a Friday night Monkey King Alliance War live stream. Just read that off the top. But anyway, so we're here, we're back, we're grinding. This event has not been super popular, and it's not to be expected because mostly everything that we see is very repeated. But for a lot of people that were not around last year, this is your first opportunity to get a Wukong. So, awesome. Go for him. See what you can do. Otherwise, I know a lot of other people that are passing for this event. So, I'm at 2,170. And we're going to see as far as I can go. I'm not going to be... I do have a rest of one relic. I might just equip that here in the beginning of the stream. But for the most part, I'm just going to be grinding portal stones and doing some refreshes for stream's sake, of course. Let's see who's all here. What's up, Mukesh? G. Radcliffe, what's going on? Thank you for joining in. This wonderful Friday night. Let's see. $12K behind you. Oh, geez. What's up, Lex? Yeah, there's only, I'm just going to say when I was referring to the popularity of the event, here we are at the end of the second day, and there's only 128,000 souls required to get into the top 50. That's a good telltale sign right there. And also, too, if you look at the top, what up, Michael Marlowe? Events Arrest has got a 500,000. So, but they're probably filled with pretty much people that are going to 17K. And really, maybe not even all. Maybe not even everybody. Because to be right now, to be in 31st place, all you need in your alliance is one person at 17K. One at 13 and one at 10. Rio Hand's doing a great job at 9K. Rick Sanchez and Cog 7,000. There's iTouch. Everyone's favorite iTouch Matzer with 6,700 Nyrock. So, I mean, when it comes down to that, other than that, pretty much people have a few thousand. And the alliance cuts off at 44 with Bo with nothing. He'll get some souls here at the end of the event, I guarantee you. And that's all it takes to be in rank 31st right now. So, compared to many other events where you need almost every single person in your alliance to finish to even have a shot at top 50, this is not the case for the Monkey King. Silly music, man. Hazelon, always happy to see a notification on night shift. Nice. Good. I'm glad I am helping out the night shifters get through their night shift. What's up, MB? What's up, Tag? People thought I fell asleep in live stream chat earlier. That was not the case. What's up, Real Gamer? What's up, FL Rebel? All right, let's get rolling. Got my Dionysus. So Grisha George. I got my Dionysus. He's got his flippy floppies. He's got his Ever notice the people who speak a different language don't have accents? What? Oh yeah. What's up, Oberonzad? Thanks for joining. Ever notice that the developers created Dionysus in the likeness of the brain? He's dumb looking because he's supposed to be. Well, what I mean, when he got like his walkout is kind of like, yeah, because he's kind of wasted. I mean, look at his relics. I think good as I'm giving him bread. Soak up some of that alcohol. Cheetah pelt is pretty awesome on the shoulder. Let me go back to that real quick. Just because you brought it up, TP Berg. Huh? It's so wasted. It's as close as I can get to check out the cheetah pelt on the shoulder. But yes, pretty neat. Alright, so Dion never skips leg day. Yeah, I know, right? They're beastly. Zeus better look incredible in my opinion. Poseidon and Hades have been a little underwhelming. The pigs, except the new one, are all incredible. Yeah, visually speaking. I get it. I mean, yeah, the pigs are pretty incredible looking. Because they did take some time to re-render them because they look like crap initially. And then they got re-rendered to like look amazing. I mean, look at that fire. His back is on fire, you know. So is his head. Yeah, Flamehive didn't used to look like that. Snowgore. Snowgore's pretty cool looking too. But Venom Tusk, I think. Oh, well, Stormboard too. I don't have the Earth Pig. I missed him. Stone Scar. And this would be the physical pig, but here Venom Tusk. Venom Tusk was always nasty. The Tusk. Alright, there's Rides. Look, there you are, Rides. There's Mark. Attacking the crap out of me. Let's go check out what's Mark we got to work with over here. He's got some 20s. I'll take that 89. Not with Venom Tusk, though. Notice Venom Tusk is only level 13 and has 3 relic slots open. He is old school Venom Tusk. Very old school. I jumped up to Legend League when I was still a very young castle just to get a reward, a 4-star reward, because I wanted to know what it was like. All these players up at the top were all talking about it. It was the cool thing. Zalon sleepy? No, it's I'm just not talking really loud. Let's see. What was I gonna do? Get into some grinding. Let's get this relic taken care of. This 1 2-star that I have left over, and then back to regular. Zeus is new OP when he comes. Yeah, I agree. What's up, Bad Mother Trucker? You're here. Blade A's here. J-Dub. Sorry if I missed anybody. I wonder if Flame Gore smells like burnt bacon. Yeah, Flame Hide, yeah. I like the new one. Looks like the character he's supposed to. Ah, J-Dub likes him, huh? Odin wasn't super OP. Yeah, right? Loki was the best of the Norse collection. Okay. Do you think Venom Tusk farts poison spells? You know what? I think he does. I'd say yes. This may be the first time I get a 4-star Titan as an alliance reward. Maybe. Really, TP Berg. Nice. Is that because, TP Berg, are you in... What are you in, Dragons? Right now? Because if you're saying that... Because from my understanding, Non-Toxic Dragons is in top 100. Still missing Omega Spears. Yeah, but only because the event is very bland. Oh, that's true. Yeah, because only Spearmen and Archers remain to summon. Yep. I like how Zalon reads everyone's comments in real time, but has to read mine to himself first before reading them out loud. This is true, the brain. I do that. Let's see. What else you got here, Mark? Got a stone scar out there?
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, it surprised me because your voice was cut out.
Yeah, I was just muted on here for right now, but yeah, no, I'm live streaming right now, so just to make sure to remind you that everything you say, of course, is heard by me and everyone else in the world. So.
Alright. Sorry, I'm not gonna talk very much, but my throat hurts.
That's okay. You can just throw it on mute and just listen. That's not a problem. Some people do that. Let's see. I know what you did, J-Dub's prediction that I've seen other places is that the one in the pictures is Cerberus. Yes, I keep on hearing people talk about that.
It's Tigris.
Cerberus in the pictures.
Oh, sorry.
Interesting. So we'll see.
But the reason me and Shia think it's Tartarus, or I think it's Tartarus or Zeus, because Tartarus is also the first gate of hell, or first area of hell, and a primordial god.
Well, we will see. We will see. He has to pre-read or catch him slipping on some. Oh yeah, of course, FL Rebel. See, I got D here though too. D's gonna be checking to make sure there's people not stepping out of line. So everyone else in the world's line, you think pretty highly of your stream, eh? No, I'm just saying that because a lot of people on, because Dylan's come into the stream before and said, you know, he'll talk on for a while and then ask halfway through the stream, oh hey, can everybody hear me? And the few people that do that on occasion, I think have, you know, either are just doing that because maybe they don't know that that's what's going on, or at the same time, it could be just the simple fact that they've never been on a, you know, maybe a stream before as well. So.
Oh, I only say that like a couple times because sometimes I'm changing equipment, you know, headphones versus not.
Of course. There you go, Brain. I'm scared of D. There you go. All right, Mark, your lane's a crap. I'm going somewhere else.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up, Pisces?
What about you?
Just doing a little Friday night live stream.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've been grinding with Hades.
Nice. Hades is nice. And just so you know, Blank/Dylan, if you're gonna say something, you can most definitely just say it. You don't have to ask. You don't have to like address the person first. Although, consistent outbursts all the time, though, when on people's streams, sometimes can be a little much. So obviously, do feel like wait your turn situations if you can. When you're on other people's streams, that's what I'm saying. When you're the person that's streaming, though, you can talk as much as you'd like and take a break whenever you like as well. It's nice.
That's when like addressing you. So.
Oh no! All I'm saying is, for instance, when I go on someone's stream like Jim's stream, I don't say "Hey Jim," "Hey Jim," "Hey Jim," and Jim until he answers me. What I'll do is I will actually just say "Yo Jim" and then just start talking. But if I know for a fact that he's going to continue talking about something, I won't interrupt him until he gets done with it, unless it's super important.
All right.
Oh, no, I'm just saying. There's just sometimes there's some people that do pop on the streams, I guess sometimes don't understand that, or sometimes it's just a little misunderstood. So.
All right. So, have you ever played Titans, Battlecast?
No.
Well, because there's this game mode called Tower of Heaven, which is basically like conquest.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, because of course the game mode that they've been talking about on from the last dev live stream, being a tower mode type idea for the conquest. So yeah, I mean, we'll if you definitely, that's why they mentioned it on the stream, which is a really good point. That, you know, when they do say something like that, they're really trying to be as relatable as possible with other games, but at the same time try to give you an idea without going into extreme grand detail, because there is way more to it than just, oh hey, it's just a hey, here's a tower, you know. Because I played a few tower modes in certain games too, and some of them are a little bit, you know, very understood. Here's a level, there's a level, there's a level. But some of them in certain games, like there was a Final Fantasy game that I played for a while that had a tower mode in it, and it was a little different. But you know, but they all still have the same general premise, but at the same time have some a little bit differences here and there.
So, do you think that whenever, like, oh yeah, I asked this before, but, about Omega troops versus the normal troops, because, I was talking about, like, militia, like, Dionysus, like, just by the looks of it, and, like, what we already know, like, what do you think, which one would be more powerful, just by looking at it?
Just by looking at it, you want to know who's more powerful, summoned troops or corrupted troops.
Yeah.
Okay. Right off the bat, they're trying to make something that is larger than what we're already dealing with. So, do we know any of the statistics yet for any of this stuff? No.
No.
A good idea when they say that they're more powerful and larger quantity of troops, you would automatically assume that means they're going to be better than anything else that we see currently out on the field. Now, will they be buffed? Like, when a Titan is buffed? Buffing troops? I don't know if they'll be as powerful as that. So if you already have a Titan that has the ability to buff troops out the wazoo in a certain direction, like, oh, I have a Spearman defense, Archer offense, Tolland that is boosted out the wazoo, well, it's going to be, I would say, better than even corrupted troops. Because anything that we've ever seen that we go up against, like in arenas, are always unbuffed troops. And we always crush them. So I'm not too concerned about, saying that, are they going to be super better than your already maxed out level 60, all relics maxed, level 25 troops? Well, probably not. So you have to go with the idea of the way that things have been set up in the past and look at it that way. Trial power could be argued had tower defense. I just so you know, this isn't a one-on-one conversation. I will be reading questions from the chat periodically because all these other people want to ask and be part of the conversation as well. So, trial of power could be argued had tower defense. I feel new style event will be similar to trials of power. Interesting, Brain. I like that. Likely to the trial of power modified. That says FL Rebel. Also, I'm so pumped for Conquest. Haven't been able to do any different modes yet. Yeah. Woo Conquest. Who else is hyped about the besides you? I am. I know what you did. I'm definitely hyped about it. I'm very excited to see what other people think about it. This is going to be definitely different. I know that. Man, those larger troops were already in the game back in the day. To hate that they're bringing them back like this. Bigger troops? Yeah. So, they were already in the game, the Brain. Interesting. Larger troops. How were they implemented before? Can you explain the Brain? Because I would like to know how larger troops were implemented before. BS, Bo said Zalon knows, just can't say. Oh, well, of course, if we know anything about stuff that it's under NDA, we, of course, cannot always, disclose anything that we're not supposed to before it's time. So, happy hunting. All right, TP Berg. Thanks for stopping by, though. Always appreciate it. What is Conquest about? Conquest is, let's see, Real Gamer. Everyone's favorite, Elijah Butler. Hashtag God NTG. Let's see. Did you miss anything, JB Badgley? No, nothing really yet. I haven't watching or playing DOT that much. Oh, that's too bad. Real Gamer. Basically, it's looking like a tower-type mode that is being introduced to the game that has corrupted troops involved, and corrupted troops are going to be more powerful and larger sets of troops. than we've seen in the past. You call me Dragon, okay. Might have to get used to that. JB. I wonder if the rewards on the first conquest will be great and then nerfed and then improved. Well, I'm trying to avoid that right now, so I'm trying to give my best feedback as possible to try to make sure that hopefully that kind of crap doesn't happen. So, let's just say that. So, because usually, that is correct. We usually have events come out for the first time, and they're really, really good, and we get really great rewards, and then the next time we see that event, it's not as good as the first time. We've seen that plenty of times in the past with many events. So, keep that in mind, DOT community. And I feel like every time that we do really prepare for it, the event goes off without a hitch, and then there's no problems whatsoever. So, when you prepare for it, it never happens. Alright, so, let's see what else we got here in the chat. That's like when Godam made a video before Christmas and exposed his Krampus early. Zalon can't do that because we all know we won't let him live it down. Well, yeah, of course not. It's like passing out on stream. People will never let you live that down. I gotta change his relics out. But I'm gonna keep grinding here for a little bit. There were just larger groups. Okay, the brain's explaining what I was talking about. There were just larger groups. I'd say archers, militia, spearmen, and all similar troops like that were just larger. Okay. Like twice the number of individual units in each deployment. You could literally have little more than 1,000 troops on the battlefield. Now you can only get several hundred. Yeah, true. Thought you were referring to like larger size Goliaths and larger size Panthers and stuff like that, because we already kind of see that with the the Omega Panthers. I think are a little bit are you know, they're bigger, you know. So, and some of the other single troops.
Hello.
What else we got on here? What's up, Jim?
What's going on, Zalon? How you doing, sir?
Not too bad, not too bad.
You know, a little Friday night live stream in your life always makes things better.
Oh, thank you. Of course. Of course. What's up, Pat? What's going on? Good to see you. Grisha George. When the Trials of Power had come in past, I did not have any 4-star Titans or level troops this time. I am ready. Yeah, right, Grisha George? I definitely did not have majorly leveled troops back then.
Oh, hey, Zalon.
What's going on?
You know, for the battles, ranking, how long, like, many battles do you think it'll take to get your first 4-star Titan out of it?
What, out of the event?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing that I haven't totally figured out yet, exactly how all the rewards and everything are all going to be, some of the best ways to do things. So, don't worry. All that stuff will come soon enough. Unfortunately, if I could talk about any of that stuff, I'd love to, but at the same time, I haven't even figured all of it out yet. So, let's see. What if corrupt archers are the coming archer change they keep referencing? FO Rebel, I don't think that's the case. Because there's going to be corrupt all different troops. It's not just militia. Well, and archers. Yeah. No, that's not the changes, I don't think, at all. Of course, you start streaming when I'm at work, but almost done, so you better stay on until I get home. Well, we'll see, Wrecking Nomad. Depends on how long it takes you to drive. Right?
Hey, your fans are speaking, Zalon.
Well, I guess so. Here, we're going to make it into a math equation. If Wrecking Nomad leaves work at approximately 85 miles an hour, because he's a crazy person, how long will it take him to get home? How long will Zalon have to live stream so Wrecking Nomad can watch him live?
2 hours.
Let's see. Extra large troops, says Churro. Good to see you, Churro. My alliance has great chance of getting Wukong, and best part is I don't have to put in any effort, but I'm still going to go for 2k souls. So what is this? Is this the event for all the whiners and all the whiners and complainers that don't want to put any work but want good rewards? Oh man. Should we call this the millennial event?
So, Zalon, do you think the change to archers is probably going to be just an increase in how much of a troop they have?
I don't know. You know, when they keep talking about these changes to archers, I'm thinking that maybe, just maybe, they're going to actually change the troops, as in, like, they're going to raise stats and stuff like that. So I don't think it's going to be like, oh, we're going to raise critical and armor piercing up, but I believe they're just going to raise the damage threshold a lot higher for them. So I don't think they're going to actually modify the troops. I think they're just going to raise the damage that they can do. But maybe not. Maybe something else may come along. Maybe they will change the size of the troops and make them a bit different.
So I see you're raiding with your Drumadiddle luck pull, huh?
Yeah. Oh, what with Dionysus? Yeah. Well, this one's a better Dionysus than my other Dionysus. So.
Because it's pre-leveled.
Well, yeah. It definitely helps. It definitely helps when they're pre-leveled. Who's eating in the background? Nobody's eating in the background, Don Powers. The past Trials of Power refreshed in every 4 hours. Just spill the beans already, man. Be a DOT hero. The brain. Can't do that.
Hey, did you see on JJ's stream I posted I had a wonderful Goliath glitch walking off the map again today?
Oh, yeah. I did hear you say that. You know, I haven't seen that in a while, actually.
I get it about once a week.
Yeah, it used to be very frequent, actually. I remember when it was pretty frequent and annoying. But I haven't seen it in a while myself, personally. I know what you did says I want a game mode where it's 2 or 3 Titans versus another 2 or 3 Titans with full armies, making it more of a battle. Right? What if the change to archers is instead of a long arching arrows, they shoot arrows straight like maidens throw their axes. Ooh. That's interesting. There's no lob. They're not lobbing arrows anymore. They're just shooting arrows straight at you. Making for the, because the grenadiers, there's like, you know, grenadiers, when they throw their fire, it takes time, and if you're a Panther unit, you can dodge those. And I think, yeah, you can dodge archers too. I mean, not always does an archer always hit Panthers when they shoot them. So I think maybe if they did that, it would make it a little bit more of a direct shot and be a little bit more effective. I like that, Brain. That's pretty good. So, let's see what else. Find some other super fast and easy lands here. There we go.
So how far are you going, Zalon?
I am going to go... I mean, I wouldn't mind going to all 8s. 8,888 and grab all 5 tokens for the next event.
But isn't that in TG Legends like required?
Legends is, I think, 1,500, 1,500. I think...
No, because I thought, like, I heard D saying, like, earlier, whenever Jim Reckon said he was going to 8,800, she was like, that's only for new players.
Oh, yeah, what? If you're somebody that comes into the into the alliance after the season's already started, that kind of thing. Yeah, most of the time they're requiring a lot higher amounts of souls and everything else. So for the most part, from what I've heard, mostly 7,000's been talked about, but yeah, 8,888 is fine with me. I mean, for the most part, it doesn't look like people are going to have much at all to be able to stay in top 50. Taco Bell is American. Taco Bell is like X-Lax, that's true. Somebody was Zalon. Clank, chomp, chomp, and lip smacking. Oh, I wasn't eating. Weird. Maybe it was Jim.
So I'm kind of surprised they actually did the numbers based off the Chinese, what's it called?
I remember all the eights. I remember all the eights from last year.
Yeah.
And I
8 means lucky.
Yeah, I remember all the eights from last year, but I don't remember them cutting out other numbers before.
Yeah. See, 4 and 7. One of them means anger, the other means death. I forget which is which.
Interesting. Yeah, so yeah,
I took a year of Chinese.
Did you? Interesting. Not too many schools offer Chinese. Well, at least when I was in school, they didn't offer Chinese.
Oh yeah, it was kind of new, like 3 or 4 years ago, but now it's like kind of common.
Yeah, well, you need to be bilingual in business. So here we go.
High school offered camouflage and field deer dressing.
Yeah, well, you're not going to see that. One-winged angel Sephiroth. You need to change your name to a little bit easier something to say on live streams. What's going on? Good to see you. And Ether's here. We'll just pretend we don't see Ether. Zalon chat games are fun. We need cookies for that. Yeah, I know. Chat games are fun. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't you worry. Soon enough. Chicken was the topic in JJ's stream, and Zalon's stream is Taco Talk. Ironic? Maybe. Hey, Hutch. What's going on? Monster Greek God, says Shadow Cheese. The one, the spiky guy. Yeah, I know. Well, we'll see. Don't start Zalana being nice tonight. Oh, you're being nice. Oh, here we go, Ether. Be nice.
So where's the bouquet of flower, Ether?
Yeah, where's the bouquet? Listen to Pisces. This guy, Lawn Dart, has a few good lands and a few kind of crappy ones. What's up, Smokey?
I'm surprised with Hades only being level 47, I can actually raid level 20 lands without an issue, which is really odd, because I'm literally pretty much just soloing using whatever summon troops I can summon.
Yeah. Well, using a summoner is definitely a better advantage. I mean, the advantage is really at 30. 31, I'm sorry, to just when you unlock the skill and have at least 3 summons. 'Cause it's just more helpful, that's all. And less troop loss. I mean, that's pretty much how everybody feels about most events, is how do you minimize your troop loss? Just so you can do as much as possible. Got myself some Popeyes. Love the Louisiana chicken. Corey, people were talking mad Popeyes earlier. Somebody in China said 7 is bad, just in a different... And it's stuck. Just to be different and it's stuck. What? Really, Don Powers? Is that why?
I just remember hearing either 4 and 7 are both bad. One of them is anger, the other one's death. I don't remember which one's which. I think 7 meant death for his anger, or it could be sloth. I just don't remember.
So, what are you guys talking about?
The numbers, why the Chinese New Year event, how the numbers are different, how they remove some numbers. It's based off like Chinese belief that 8 is lucky, 4 and 7 either.
Oh, yeah. Because of, like, what are you guys talking about with these numbers and what they mean?
So, I know what you did says 96 souls for my new Titan Wukong. Everyone is calling me crazy for how bad I want this Titan, but I have been waiting a whole year for this bad boy, and I don't have Chronos, so this guy is good to me. Well, good. I'm glad. I definitely have been mentioning that, at least on my the DOT after show, when I was talking about this event, and that is, if you don't have Chronos, and you don't have Wukong already, then yeah, this event is for you. Grab him. Grab the relics. Well, I'm not going to say that all these relics are necessary for Wukong specifically, because there's other relics that I would use. Gosh darn it. That I would use to be able to, Goliath belts, like a 3-star, 4-star, and also, maybe some archer relics like Gilded Arc, 4-star, 3-star. So.
Juan, I have a question for you.
What's up?
With the human pig event that's going to be happening, starts Monday, Tuesday, whatever?
Wednesday.
Well, they said Tuesday.
Okay.
They said Tuesday because Tuesday's the Chinese. Tuesday, from what I've understood, is the Chinese New Year itself, like the day that it's being celebrated on.
They said it was Wednesday.
What, the event's gonna start?
Yeah, I thought that's what they said.
No, it's starting on. Yeah, it's on Tuesday, and they said it on the stream that as soon as the event ends on Monday, there still may be something that happens on Monday. I'm uncertain because they still didn't really divulge that on the live stream. So there still may be something that happens on Monday, but Tuesday, from my understanding, Tuesday's the event is going to start. Wednesday is going to be the live stream, though. They did mention that the dev live stream will be Wednesday, but they mentioned that the event's going to run from Tuesday to Friday, which is going to be interesting. So the event is only going to be for 3 days.
Yeah. So with that pig event, do you think they'll have another 4 Titan in the relic or the events?
That's a good question. Whether they're going to put a secondary lower soul pig that's already been released once, maybe.
Maybe Snowboar.
Well, yeah, because I went through all the pigs except for Stone Scar, who I don't have, a little earlier in this stream, and there's a possibility.
Because if they do, and they put Stone Scar there, and he's like about 10,000 or something, I'll definitely go for him.
Yeah, well, if there's a Stone Scar in there and the new one, I'll be quite happy, because I'll of course have at least a Wukong. If anything, if I have to just resort to using the same Wukong that I've had from before, that's already level 41, I won't be upset about it. I'll just use the other new ones that I get from this event. And just fuse them away. But I will, of course, use a Wukong in the next event to get that boost. So if there is 2 pigs like that, I'd be pretty happy, because that would seal up my collection. But I can't be like, I doubt it. I doubt that they would, of course, choose the 1 pig that I'm missing. Usually that's not the way it works. Make sure they give you rice, or it's not as good. Oh, Ether. What's up, Brett Huber? What's up, Anthony M? Oh, first live stream. I dig the videos. Cool, Anthony. Good. I'm glad. Well, thank you for joining. Welcome. 2-star Katash, just because Anthony joined. It's the kind of stream luck I get. Never know. Good stuff drops. It's another reason why I'm doing this event. I've just been so sucked into just doing so many raids this last week just because of guaranteed 3 battle drops. Oh, it was so good. I got so many. I was able to level up some of my relics. So, what do you think about a choose your pig relic like the infiltrators? Maybe they add that for the pig event? Yeah, could be. Smash the like button. Thank you, Bad Mother Trucker. I always appreciate that. Pigs are for collectors. After that, they are useless. Yeah, pigs are for collectors. They are putting this pig out, though, to be appealing to, I would say, castles maybe 14, 15 and under. You know, maybe even 16, depending on how exactly your gameplay is going about. So,
I also kind of think with that Titan X skill that it might actually make him a bit higher than that. Like maybe 17 to 18 might be able to use it more.
True.
Because I mean I'm 17 and honestly I use Champion Titan because
right.
like I raid Atlantis level 20 and everything. It's really nice.
Is any of you guys using Krampus?
I was just going to mention that too, because if you're if you are a castle level that is still using champions on the regular to get things done, and I used Ulrich for a while, and he definitely took care of plenty of lands, VP lands, even garrisons that were even above me. So I mean I still have Ulrich, of course, and I still even showed that footage of him recently taking on what was it, Gold 2, in that last Theaters of War, but it was only because he's got poison resist. But yeah, I mean, champions can do it. They definitely can, and with these new Titan X skills that they're putting on, you know, it feels like maybe, I don't know if maybe they put the Titan X skills are at this point feel very underwhelming for a lot of players that have been around because Troop X skills have existed. So if they would have went with Titan X skills first and Troop X skills second, would that have made the troop meta have, you know, waited a bit longer to actually have happened?
The ship has already sailed.
Right? Thank you, Frantic. Ship's already sailed. That's what I'm saying. That's why. That's why. I mean, it's kind of crappy to think about it, but yeah, I mean, you can't exactly go back and just say, oh well, now Titan X skills are going to be exciting to players that are used to playing with Troop X skills. You know.
I mean, at least I feel good for this one person because I saw he got like the perfect roll for his Krampus with double crit, Titan health tier 3, and Titan X damage.
Ooh.
One of the best pulls I've seen on that Krampus.
Oh, I got the same pull as Wukong.
Oh, for Krampus, yeah.
What'd you get? I don't remember his lines, so...
Yeah, my Krampus?
Alright, I'll tell you in a few seconds.
Yeah, I'll just pop my Krampus up here real quick. But when it comes down to Titan X skills, though, the new Aria, I mean, if anything, of course I'm definitely gonna play with her. It's just because she has insane damage. But, yeah, so I got Titan Critical, Titan Resist Against Lightning, Titan Armor Piercing, and Titan Health.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you tell that, like, a super crazy buff Storm Maiden set, he'll do really good.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I feel like when these champions have one resist on them, it's like, alright, are you going to put more than 1 or 2 relics on this Titan to max that resist? And then you're not really going to have any other resists, so that Titan then becomes kind of locked in as a certain base type of attacker, you know?
Yeah. But, I mean, like, I remember in the past, the brain said, like, you want to get health rolls. This way you throw in whatever resist relic you need to raid per land, and you just swap them out.
True. But when you already have a skill that gives you a resist, it makes it so that you don't have to have as many relics to boost that all the way up. I don't know. It's just kind of... It's kind of...
It depends what you need it for. They're pretty good for theaters of war. They're rubbish for attacking garrisons. They're okay for soloing. Rubbish for quick PP. Basically, you just have to thread them so thin. And if you are going to put them up with specific defense, then there's much better Titans. Because the amount of time it takes you to switch relics all around, it's not really worth it. But they have their uses, especially for lower castle players.
Yeah.
For me, I'm making my Krampus resist against lightning, physical, and fire.
Oh, the raid? That's pretty good.
Yeah. But he has really good armor right now. He has 66 armor and then 43% critical.
He's never going to be a defender, though. And that's the problem with covering only 3 bases. The more resist you put on, the easier it is to do ping-pong battles, because it doesn't matter what you face. But if you're doing targeted attacks against specific people, you're better off putting an infiltrator with 1 or 2 resists specific to that base.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to get an infiltrator. Personally.
Yeah, they can be pretty good. Like, I've got most of the resist 4 stars up to level 10, so you get 50%. And then just add on a ring or something to give you the other 40. So 2 relic slots to maximize a resist.
Yeah, there you go. FO Rebel says 13 million keeps the ankle biters away. That's right. You gotta make sure you put up a nice high number and then people get scared. Or just put a Valoran on there. Just put if you put a Valoran on anything, people just are afraid. I didn't realize how scary Valorans were. And it's not so much the fact that they think they're going to lose, it's the fact that people just don't want to lose everything that they have that they bring into the battle. And it's interesting. I've heard of this, and then as soon as I got my Valoran decently leveled and just started throwing a crap ton of spearmen with her, I was like, holy crap, I've just noticed now that when I throw her in a VP land, I actually have that VP land the next day. Like, it's like one of the first times that it happens on a regular basis. And
it's because all you high-level players are just scared of any battle that takes longer than 30 seconds.
It's just, I thought it was funny. I was like, hey, look at that. My VP lane's still there.
I try to attack Valoran and I like to challenge, like, Valoran and, like, I've got Kronos's with my Krampus. I'm like, test your might. From Mortal Kombat.
Well, that's the only way you can get better is if you keep trying.
Yeah.
You got to keep trying to be able to figure things out and find out what is the best way to go about things for you. Because some players obviously like to fuse up a lot of their Titans and just go with current meta all the time. Others like to be more of collectors, and others like to just play it in the middle and go off of other people's opinions.
I'm in the middle.
Corey says I'm still an ankle biter. Yeah. Don't put your dirty ways in public, Jim. Oh, geez.
Hey, Zilla, have you got any good 4-star relics for lately?
From what, like just battle drops?
Yeah.
Specifically, I would have to say Nothing crazy. Not like any whetstones. I would like to get a 4-star whetstone. Pretty much, I'd have to say. No, nothing extra special. Maybe some dragon helms and Goliath belts, but for the most part, everything's been stuff I've already gotten. Why, have you gotten anything good, Pisces?
On Monday, I got the relic tattoo 4-star.
Mm-hmm.
And then today, I got the reinforced grip 4-star.
Nice.
So now I just gotta get the whetstone, and then I have that set.
I feel like the whetstone's like the hardest one to get. So
depends on which player you are.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not sure if it's just me, but I'm too worried about these summoners. Why? It's not due to the fact that they will be around multiple times in 1 year. As for the Titans, I consider seasonal. Hopefully I read that right, because it seemed a little garbled. You get a new phone yet, Zalon? No, not yet, Corey. Soon. Soon.
See, I like how some people on, like, JJ Stream, they're like, we don't understand why, they didn't change Wukong at all, or, didn't make it better or anything. And I'm kind of just sitting there thinking, we just had this dispute with Artemis. Are you really think they're about to kick the pot even more if they were to change Wukong?
Yeah, but Wukong came around a year ago. There's nobody would have said anything about that. Their biggest gripe was that Artemis was just not even 2 months ago. That was the thing about Artemis.
I also think it's because, if you look at it this way, it's kind of goofy, but the whole Artemis situation was because Artemis was released very recently. I feel like the reason why people want Wukong to be changed is because Kronos was released just recently. So if Kronos was released a week or two after the Chinese New Year, guess what would happen? Way more people would have went for Wukong. Way more people. But
I don't know about all that.
When I say more, if you didn't know about Kronos existing, pretend he doesn't exist. Pretend that an event never happened. Now, obviously,
if summoners didn't happen, then yes, but you knew there was going to be one at one point in time.
True, but when you know it's not right, why do you think the developers don't have a calendar that's just laid out in front of us all the time?
Because no one will do any of the events because they'll pick and choose.
Exactly. So why do you think, I'm just saying, if they just stay to their same blind tactics that they do right now, and if they would have placed the Kronos event after this Wukong event, I believe a lot more players would have played this event because Wukong was still not considered Kronos Light. That's what I'm saying.
True.
Although
you would have probably got a lot of annoyed people.
Because people didn't know that Goliath Omegas were going to be 4 Goliaths. If anything, the initial idea in everyone's heads was Omega Goliaths were just going to be single units not changed, and just that's what it is. But because of everything that happened with Kronos and how awesome and amazing he is, and everything else, praise Jesus, Kronos exists, because of all that, that's why this event is very lackluster. I agreed not having any kind of new relics also makes a difference, and the fact that none of these relics really boost troops for the most part, except for offensive Goliaths, which is not exactly the most wanted relic ability.
Well, I think there's 2 points on that. If they'd released Kronos within a month after Wukong, I think most people would be really annoyed. If they'd waited until the middle of the year, then it'd probably be fine. Also, it's having this event now is a good break for a lot of the people who either already have it or aren't pushing, especially with that up to 100 getting the Titan. It's given a lot more chance for other teams and alliances to actually push for a 4-star, and also newer players who weren't around last year. I think those are all the benefits that are actually going for this event.
Yeah. Well, the brain says I spent a really lot of money on the first Wukong event. And I would have said something about Wukong skills.
Money on all events.
Yeah, well, not every event. The brain doesn't spend on every event.
The older ones, so you spend a lot more. But yeah, not the newer ones.
True. I gotta put more wood on the fire. Find another battle quick, though.
No, I think it's quite a nice break, though, having this one. Everything is similar, apart from the DGs at the bottom end not being that great. It's nice to have a bit of a break rather than having a hardcore event every single week.
True.
Yeah, this week and next week's going to be nice and easy for him.
Yeah.
Especially when you... I think next week will be interesting, because at least it's new. But this week, you already had the Spoils of War, which is quite active, even after Kronos.
Spoils of War this week was really good.
Yeah. So then just a Pool week and Wukong week, those who are being busy burning it on all the harder events can relax, and then those who are more picky and choosy or smaller alliances can actually see this as an opportunity to push. Nice change.
It's definitely a rest week for me. Besides VP pushing, I might.
Well, like I said before, I've basically just spent the Tuesday and Wednesday after, well, the 2 days after the Spoils of War just doing fusion before everything expires.
I'm back.
So, when I was out earlier today, I caught my first Girl Scouts and was like, "You there? Are 5 boxes still worth $20?" And they're like, "Yep." I'm like, "Here you go. 5 boxes of Girl Scout cookies."
Did you set a trap or something?
No.
Is this an elaborate sort of net that falls on them as they walk past?
Yeah, on unsuspecting Girl Scouts. No, it's not the case. This was they basically, just because of the way everything is nowadays. What I'm referring to is when I was back in like middle school and I was in Boy Scouts, we sold popcorn door to door. They don't do that anymore. They only allow those Girl Scouts to like set up like things in retail stores and stuff like that because basically because they don't want them to go door to door anymore. It's not exactly safe.
Scary people's along.
Yeah, exactly. So Thin Mints for the win. See, Game Rescue. I knew if I brought up Girl Scout cookies, you could jump right into it. Thin Mints for the win. That's right. Although I'm not a big Thin Mint fan.
I know somebody who helps run them, and I tend to move the boxes for them.
Oh, yeah?
And their first sale, they sold out of Thin Mints. They had 6 cases. That's 12 in each.
Nice.
Stunning.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people actually that like to put them in the freezer or in the fridge. Typically just cold Thin Mints. I just thought that was interesting as well, just because. I think it's also because some people like to keep them all the way into the summertime, and they figure as long as they freeze them up, it'll keep them good. Brett, if I was to change anything on Wukong, you're right. It would be first skill only, yeah. But yeah, my favorite has always been the peanut butter sandwich. Peanut butter sandwich for the win. Even though FTW was after me.
Ooh.
Too bad it can't be my favorite.
Corey says, I get the feeling that Hercules will be in next week's Piggy event. Interesting, Corey. Now, even though Matt said something about, hey, we should have Hercules available to the rest of the community, and Quiff said, oh, no, we're going to keep him strictly to the newer players for now. So I think that's, I don't know. I don't know if our Hercules is going to really make any appearance anytime soon.
See, I got somebody to start playing on the Titans, and he decided to buy the Hercules pack. Apparently, he came pre-leveled at level 10, and he's playing with it. He's like, "Oh my god, it's like so great! I just put the Titan on, and he just does all this stuff and just takes everything." And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, "You have no idea until you have a max Titan."
Well, yeah. I was just talking to my one buddy who is, he got a free Malcor 4-star for the 1 year, or for the 2-year anniversary, and he had just started playing, like maybe a week or two before it. So he was talking to me today. He goes, "So my Malcor looks like he maxes out at 50." I said, "Malcor's 4-star, and he just needs to raise up his Titan Hall a little bit higher to be able to go to level 60." But he honestly believed that Malcor maxed out at 50 and was at 47 and thought he was actually at max. So, yeah.
Castle 16, pal. Castle 16.
It all comes.
That's what
Soon
it
enough.
takes in your Titan Hall in order to allow your Titan to go to 60.
Yeah. And see, some of these changes, that's the thing. Some of these changes, of course, happened after I was already past certain points. You know, same thing with when they released the Storm Maidens. You know, Storm Maidens were already being released underneath my castle level, and I was like, well, this is interesting, but for a newer player, it's going to be like the game is so much more developed. So...
That was a bit of a mess, wasn't it, with Titan limits on castles?
Man, that was horrible, especially when you're trying to just raise up a single Titan. And, you know, especially when you only had like 2 builders or something. It took time, and with all the ratings I had to do, I know for sure, like, I was stuck at 58 for a while until I could finally get to Castle 16. Man, that was horrible. It was really.
I thought it was the other way.
What do you mean?
What did you think was the other way, Frantic?
Because they initially had it where they set it a lot higher, and then quite a few people complained, and they set it back down a lot lower again. I like the idea of actually playing with 3 stars or playing with 4 stars at lower levels rather than everyone in just that rush to get to 4 stars max level. It was nice to actually have that progression through your castle, and then you could slowly go up and go up and go up. But they dropped it all the way down to 16, so it didn't really make much difference with people still being able to max 4 stars pretty quickly.
True. Speaking of Truth's here, Frantic's here, Pisces Shark's here, Jim, and Blank, other known as Dylan, is also on Discord as well.
I thought you were going to just call him Blanco.
Blanco?
Yeah.
You could.
Yeah, he has like 3 zeros. Blanco looks like it. Yeah.
Oh.
That also kind of sounds nicer.
I'm sorry, I'm not very talking. I'm trying to have a conversation with Game Ruff, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's alright. I know you're in chat too at the same time. You have all the fun. You're doing fine. Peach Preserves. People are talking about Mad Preserves. Anthony M. learning so much. About what? About preserves? There's all sorts of stuff that happens, Anthony M., in the live streams. We'll always discuss game stuff. That always happens at some point or another. But you can always talk about game stuff only so much.
So I know two out of the 6 4-star titans that I have are pretty much useless.
Well, which ones?
Italis, because he doesn't have any X skills, apparently he is useless. And I kind of agree.
Wait a minute, who said Italis is useless?
Pisces Shark, Jim. Pisces Shark said Italis is useless. Go ahead, cut into it.
People told me Italis was useless. People told me Italis was useless.
Yeah, you need to stop listening to them. It depends on his skills. Italis is not useless. He's a level. You get him to a level 60 with the right relics. Yeah, he's not useless now.
Yeah.
Take him in against a Vlord that doesn't have ice defense and see what he does to that Vlord.
Can you guys hear the chat or like the playthrough of? Because I'm watching the live stream. Can you hear that?
I don't know what you just said. It's your. I don't know. It's muffled.
Can you hear the live stream through my phone?
No.
All right.
And that's a good thing. We don't want that. Because it typically always want to make sure that we always have the live stream muted in the background.
Yeah. Anyways, the second one is Volstan.
Okay, that's a useless Titan.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I ain't gonna argue with that. That's useless. But Italis, no. And Italis has what's your defensive skills on your Italis? What is his resist?
Resist physical for the first one, and the second one is resist charge.
Hey, you can work with them.
Yo, that's I don't know if that is that D talking or is that Derm talking there. My Italis is amazing, and I fused the Max Odin into him, no regrets. I'd be surprised if Derm was still awake.
Yeah, so I know for sure, like right now, I'm gonna max my Hades next fusion event, and then I'm going to do everything to get my Thorg up, because he has resist physical, health, resist ice, lightning, and earth.
Did you hear what Zalon just said? D fused a Max Odin into an Italis, if that tells you anything.
Maxed Odin.
Yeah, what have you been saying to her, Jim? What have you been saying to her, D?
Why you gotta go there, Fred? If that ain't nice, what you gotta go there for, bro? I thought we was okay.
That's all good. One question, though. It does seem like a lot of people fuse all the way up to max just to then park the Titan. Do people not enjoy playing with them or fuse them up to the 50s and then grind them up the rest of the way? Or is it
I like to fuse the attackers to 51, and I like to fuse my defenders all the way up to 60, because I feel like defenders aren't going to be used in attacks, so what's the point of gaining XP for them?
Yeah, that's what I like to do more. If I'm going to use it for defending, I like to fuse it max, and then I get all 6 relic slots, and it's going to sit on a garrison or my land anyway. I'm not going to use it for attacking.
Right.
So I find that a shame. You don't really know much about the Titan. It's a case of, I've got this, max it up, chuck some things on, right, forget about it. Even if it's defending, I still want to do some attacking with it to level up a bit, especially in certain events that come up, just so you can actually play with them and do something different. Otherwise, it's not really worth the effort in my books to get them if you're not going to use them.
You know, I play with them. I know that I'm just throwing away eggs. And it's nothing like having everything unlocked.
I'm sorry, Truth, you were a little in and out there. What were you saying?
Said I play with Max Titans. I know that's not, advised, but and there's nothing like having the whole type unlocked, unlock everything you got and go crush it.
True.
Yeah, it's just all about the playing style and how you play. And, you know, at 51, yes, you got 5 relic slots, and that last skill is at least unlocked, but you're still not getting the max potential on offense out of the Titan.
That's very true. If I'm doing serious attacking or anything on, I do tend to use the level 60 ones if it's garrison hits or VP or throne wars or stuff like that. You're not going to something that's not fully leveled up.
What I think is that they should, expand the range of levels up to 100, but only whenever you're past the level 25, then you unlock, that's the level.
Bro, where are you at? You sound bad. Are you in a car or something?
That's not me. That's someone else.
No, it's a little bit of
that's truth.
It's a little bit of truth.
But basically, once you're level 25 or castle level, you should be able to let your Titans go up to level 100. But they should, level 100.
How many relic spots am I getting at level 100?
Power creep.
I was about to say that, but without getting extra relic spots, or Titan skills, just so that.
So why let it go up to level 100? What's the benefit?
Maybe you get more health and attack and the usual sort of stuff.
Yeah, because
Titans will be more useful for higher level players.
Yeah, but then it would make it hard for low-level players to even compete at all with higher-level players, and that's the whole deal. They kind of want us able to compete with each other because we are on teams. We are on teams, so we need to be able to fight if we really need to, we do wars.
Well, there is a limit. They don't want too low a level to hit the top ones. Hence the whole point. You shouldn't have a castle level 19 or 20 easily being able to take out level 25. But you can target the same sort of levels as you got plus a few. It's what the game's meant to be, but very hard to control.
And if they have level 100 Titans and they put it on all their lands, there's no way you can compete. If you're level 22 or 24,
They'd be quite rubbish in a way, though, because obviously the skills don't increase. Therefore, just adding health and stuff to the Titan does nothing for any of the troop buffing ones. Exactly. Therefore, you'd actually get some benefit back to paladins and champions and non-troop buffing Titans. But 100's a bit high.
Don't talk about non-troop buffing Titans. You'll get all the older players up in arms. Troop buffing Titans are the future. Troop buffing Titans are the future.
Like I said, I have a good Thorg. I have good fire and poison resist. I can pretty much get him on a very, good resist on almost all of them. High up there. So I'm looking forward to maxing out my Thorg.
It depends who you hit. I know my mini's got a Kosi that's fully resistant to everything.
All right. Let me lay something down real quick to everybody. And it's kind of nuts, again, from all the stuff that we normally talk about on here on a regular basis. But my test account is sitting in an alliance. I think it's an elite league. It might be champions. I'd have to check. I forget. But when I look at all the garrisons that are in my alliance, there might be about 20 garrisons in there, maybe a little less. They all have 3-star Titans on them. There's not a single one with a 4-star... well, I shouldn't say that. There's like 2 or 3 with a 4-star Titan. Everybody else has maxed out 3-star Titans on their garrison. All these players, I see their chat. They're all having a great time. And I think to myself, I'm like, these guys are all having a blast. And they don't seem to be in the same kind of even world of some of the stuff that I'm talking about on a regular basis. I'm like, I wonder if I could even talk about any of this kind of stuff to them, because their Garrison Defender is a level 50 Durat. There's tons of level 50 Durats all over the place. And I'm like, huh.
Well, that's what I've been saying. Yeah.
It's nuts to know that all exists out there, and all the stuff that we talk about on a regular basis is 4-star this and 4-star that, you know? So.
Well, all we talk about is mostly focused towards maybe 30% or something of anyone in Masters and Legends, pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's why it would be nice on the lower ones, and obviously the newer players, not to have that rush to get a 4-star. Get
What's up, Rockslide?
Obviously a 2-star, and then get a 3-star and max them and play with all the different types. Whereas for us, they're just food.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like the same thing. If you just like when we did the drop and roll, we're capping VP lands, and they're like, "What are you doing? That's unheard of. Why are you capping my land?"
Well, that's even in Masters, though. So.
I mean, but I think it just all goes along, And I remember when I was coming up, 4-star. What's a 4-star? I don't have a 4-star.
Well, that's what it is, and you just got the different levels with all the people in Legends, especially, tend to get curled up in their own whirlpool, essentially,
Yeah.
just really internally focused on everything that's going on for that and the highest sort of level. And they come down to, even when they drop to Masters, they're trying to push 1 million VP on day one, Garrison hitting everything, and you're just like, why? Most people aren't doing that level of activity in the game. But they're still enjoying it.
True. Because you're still here, Frantic, and you play in Masters every week. Now, Frantic, where is NTG Dragons at right now?
They were 60-something last I checked.
There we go. And this is
Nice.
going to be a 4-star finish for them, because there's no way that they're going to drop some 40-some spots in the next couple days. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, we'll end up just pushing more.
Yeah.
Nice job, Frantic.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not doing much of it. There's going to be at least a couple of finishers. I've already got a Wukong that's pretty rubbish, so...
Yeah.
But I am just using it to level up Hades. So Hades? Yeah, Hades.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. If you get a better Wukong roll, though, for instance, will you use him for the next event, though, just for the 1.5 boost?
No, I've already leveled up the one I've got to level 21.
Oh, okay.
Just so I can use them in the next event.
Oh, okay, well, then that's fine, That's fine. That's the thing. Even if you're not going to use a Titan, I almost feel like leveling up to 21 actually isn't all that tough, especially if you have a decent amount of level 1-star Titans,
XP boosts?
Yeah, XP boosts help too. I like to still save them for Titans that just don't have a lot of Titans dropping for them, i.e. Berserkers. So,
I would like to get a good Wukong, though, because then I can use the level 21 one, and then after that event, I can fuse the level 21 one away. Yeah. And just keep the level 1
We get a decent amount of champions. That's what I'm saying. Like, we get a decent amount of champion food. So, I definitely don't see that as being a major issue for a ton of people. So, getting an event...
But you get a decent amount of champions as well.
Yeah, you do.
To feed. You've got all those pigs.
See, I've been debating if I wanted to join a team that could get a Wukong, because I don't have him. I just don't know if it's worth it.
What do you mean, like joining a top 50 team?
No, top 100.
Or top 100, I mean?
Yeah,
the thing is, if you jump in partly way through, you then generally have to have a higher limit of souls that you have to pick up in order to get there. But it is doable. It's just you can't jump into somewhere and then do like minimum or something. Generally frowned upon.
Yeah, it is generally frowned upon. Just because...
But if you come in and do like double it or something, then it's
yeah, just for the simple fact that people are looking for... If they're looking to fill just the last couple spots, they're trying to make sure that it's worth it, and that they're not filling it with somebody who's only going to put just a little bit of effort in. So...
Yeah. It's just generally, like, I've been debating if I wanted to try to get Wukong or not.
I think it would be good for the boost in the next one, if you're wanting to do the next one.
Yeah. Well, look at it this look at it this way. If you going over to whatever set alliance to get this Wukong does not take anything really away from what you're accomplishing, like for instance,
or your current alliance.
Yeah, or your current alliance. Like for instance, you're not trying to burn bridges so that people get really mad at you and don't let you back in. But besides from that, you do want to make sure that you're getting as much. Like if you can get him, say you're just getting tokens for this event. That's great. Get the tokens, save them. But if you can still get a Wukong to get the boost in the next event, so that you can get. It's easier for you to get tokens in the next event as well, even though you're not planning on going all the way in the next event either. Because, again, this is the most commonly said thing right now. I'm saving for Zeus. Even though a lot of people don't know if it's going to be another 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, until he actually comes out. And when I get more...
Don't worry, Zalon, I'm not saving for Zeus.
That's what I'm saying. I'm kind of wondering... when people mention this saving for Zeus idea, if they mean they're willing to wait a certain amount of time, because I for some reason feel like there is going to be things coming out before him that are actually going to make people say, all right, you know what, I am going to do this one, even though I was still saving for Zeus 4 weeks ago. Remember when I was saying that 4 weeks ago? You know what I mean? I feel like that's going to be a very common thing. So.
That's how I was for Krampus. I was like, saving? Nah, fam. I want him.
So that's, yeah, exactly. And that does happen. That definitely happens where you're setting your eyes to a goal that doesn't have a set date. If they gave us, and this is the reason why I asked earlier, I said if they gave us a set calendar of everything that was going to be out there, then people would have a more basic idea. Yeah. Oh, okay, you're saving for Zeus, who comes out in exactly 3 weeks from now? Okay, that makes sense, because it's 3 weeks from now. But if you don't know if he comes out in 3 weeks or 10 weeks, well then saving for Zeus may not be exactly what actually happens. You're saying it now, but it's not actually what's going to happen.
Depends on your willpower.
It's true.
And like me, I said the same thing. I'm not doing this week's event or next week because they're garbage. I don't want them. But if before Zeus comes out, if another good Titan comes out, or if they have another event with like 2 Titans or 3, like we've seen before, I'll definitely do it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would too.
For instance, I'll go off of what Game Rescue just said here. We still have Omega Archers, and also Omega Spearmen too. Game Rescue. We have 2 troops that have not been done yet. But then, and I'm hoping for another excellent Guardian. So, for instance, if another Valorn type Guardian popped out, but for just a different troop, what would you say to that? You know what I mean? Like, if they came out with something like that in 4 weeks, and Zeus didn't come out for 7 weeks. You know what I mean?
Then I would have another Titan in my hall.
Right? That's what I'm saying. So, and I mean, what if they made now, for instance, being that Spearmen are really good blockers, okay, when you use them with a Valorn type Titan, even though it's not a summoner, that's basically what the spearmen are. They're just super troops. So I thought, what other guardian would you want to release that would give that same type of feel of these troops are super troops, and there's 3 really nice resists on them, and you can make them into like a 5.5 if you can.
Militia.
I was thinking Imperials.
Yeah, Imperial's the obvious one. Yeah.
Imperials would be the obvious one. Frantic, I know. Militia would be cool, but Dionysus...
Don't tease me with the Imperial thing.
That's what I'm saying. So basically, Valorn, but with Imperials. And if you go that route...
Imperials have the damage.
If you go that route...
They got the higher armor now, when the higher you take them.
Mm-hmm.
And that extra added armor to them.
Well, Grisha George, if Valorn came up again early, I'd do Valorn, then Zeus. I also came up with the idea that it's possible that when Zeus, I keep saying it now, when Zeus drops, the Valorn will be one of the lower Titans for the Zeus event, making the Zeus event.
That'll just be like Kronos one, really.
Yeah, well, it'd be Kronos.
That would be really.
That would be Kronos
really
plus 1. It'd be Kronos plus 1.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it would beat the Kronos event if they put a Valorn at a lower tier. And think about it. I've discussed this before when we talked about Odin. Because for the Odin event, they put some of the most popular Titans of the time when Odin dropped at lower positions. So because of that, it made it so that, the Odin event was very popular. Because there was even...
Will they have 3 Titans in the chain? Which we've seen before.
I believe they will. I believe they will do 3 Titans in the chain for Zeus. I believe the 2 other 4-star Titans that they choose will be amazing. One of them will be Valorn. The other will be... I don't know. Let's pick another one. Well, no, they'll keep Krampus for Christmas.
Like Poseidon or something like that.
Well, see, that's the thing. Choosing other Greek summoners is definitely a good idea. So,
Give me Dionysus.
Truth. That is also another option, is Dionysus, because people really like Dionysus, but only, obviously, if you get a good roll. And then also, too, people really like Poseidon. His role is also...
What about Athena? Because no one's giving her love.
Athena really wasn't as popular, just for the simple fact that she just didn't seem to be the summoner that everybody was looking for. That's why I kind of think
who was in the Odin one?
Oh, the Odin one?
Who were the other Titans?
One of them was Valkyrie.
I was gonna say it was. They did 2 other.
I think the other one was Loki. Yeah, it was either Loki or it was Valkyrie, Loki, or was it Siggy, Valkyrie, and then Odin?
I think it was Siggy and Valkyrie, but this was discussed before.
Yeah, it was.
This was discussed before, but at the time,
So a normal one,
Siggy,
special one. Yeah.
Siggy was very popular at this time when this event happened. So it's very popular. It's very
Valorn, Dionysus, and Zeus.
Or Valorn, Poseidon, Zeus.
That event would be more popular than Kronos.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But 2 champions, though, wouldn't it?
But you got to have the relics.
Oh, no, Valorn's Guardian. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Valorn is Guardian. So.
I would definitely be happy because it would be... Because I have Zeus personally. Or no, not Zeus. I have Hades. I'd love to have Poseidon.
Now, that's a good question, Brett
I
Huber.
actually do that event.
Brett Huber says, so given how powerful Kronos is, do we think Zeus will be as OP? Well, being how hyped up Odin was, and how much everybody doesn't really care about Odin anymore, like, Odin was a super crazy hype. And everybody all the way through all the Norse gods, all the way through Thor,
Yeah, everyone's
all the way
looking forward to it.
what's it called? Valkyrie, and also Loki. People really did not give Loki a lot of credit back when he was first released, but I feel like a lot of players still really enjoy playing with Loki. Now, has Aurea kind of pushed Loki out a little bit? Well, being that there's not a crazy infiltrator summoner right now, you know.
I think infiltrators are more popular now than they used to be.
Yeah, you know. So I feel like
I think back
Aurea,
then you had the hype of Rangers and Lightning Troops.
well, that's true too, because I do feel.
Well, it depends on your role with infiltrators too. I mean, my Loki had triple AP on him.
Yeah. Well, that you can't always get the. Yeah, not every role is going
That's
to be
what
the
my
best role.
Krampus has.
Yeah.
Ooh. I got good rolls, personally.
Charlie Murphy laughed at my Odin roll. Yeah, I remember that game rescue. Using some of those.
I just got Loki in that last pool event.
Using some of those Zayd Gamer tactics on your videos. I know.
Okay, I take back. I might do the Zeus event.
Oh, what? So we talked it up? We talked it up for Anik?
If they have all those good Titans in that I don't currently have.
If they do a Valoran at the lower, and then have either Poseidon or Dionysus along with relics, and then
I've got Valoran, but I don't have the others.
Yeah, but you would take a second Valoran for Anik.
Oh yeah.
Because okay,
most
who out there that has a Valoran with three specific resists wouldn't take a Valoran with the other 3 resists? I would.
Oh, you're teasing us again, Zalon.
I would. I know people that have that.
Definitely would.
I know people that have that.
And Truth would just take one because he didn't run into that. He's got tight regrets.
No.
TRS.
Why do you gotta bring that?
Why you got to bring that up?
I would just say because it would be a good event for you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He's looking out.
Oh yeah, you can just count me in. I'll finish twice.
Imagine if they, like, end the event early. Like in, what's it called? What's that event? Calvarax. Like, end it, like, Calvarax. Like, early.
What about him?
No, like, what if they end the event early, like Calvarax?
Or you mean like that? Or do you mean like the Hell event?
Oh yeah, Hell.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're gonna try to do anything like that, especially for the Zeus event. That would be a catastrophe of monumental proportions. Like, if anything like that would have happened during Chronos, the game would have just shut down. We would have just said, all right, the refunds has shut down the game, and there's nothing more that we can do, and we would all have to move on. But since the Chronos event was successful, I think that there won't be any kind of serious super strain or anything like that. And also, too, we know the signs of, for multiple days before the Hell event ended, there were people saying, hey, there are 2 timers. There is 1 timer on the card, or on the daily card, and there's 1 timer on the event screen. And they do not match times. And people said it multiple times, including to support. People were mentioning, hey, support, which time does the event end? There are 2 timers for me. I visually see them. And people have screenshot replies from support saying, you don't need to worry, the event ends at normal time. And, yeah, so there was a lot of backlash from that. And confusion, yes. You don't have a Valoran churro? Well, yeah. It would be nice, right?
Yeah, well, we all know Zalon doesn't have a Hell.
I don't. I don't have a Hell. And I would have liked one, but, you know, of course, in this most recent pull event. And that's why I saved my tokens. You know.
And then wasn't it either Soldier or Bo, I forget which one, on the 2-year anniversary, the free 4-star Titan got a Hell.
That's right. There was a couple people that got Hells during the 2-year anniversary, which was Pretty disappointing.
Yeah, I think for them it was really good.
For them it was really good. You're right, Pisces. For them it was really good. For me it was disappointing. But yes.
Yeah.
I old school now.
Oh, well, I could go for old school Avalos. I feel that Avalos will come back. I just wish he would come back as old school Avalos. If we would have the ability to just, hey, we want to do a Titan, what's it called? Like bringing Champ Yard Dog back. If we can bring old school Avalos back, I'd be voting for that all day.
They should do another Dracor event.
Oh, Dracor? He's been offered a couple times. Last time I saw Dracor offered, he was offered in a like double or triple Titan event, if I remember correctly. So typically, a lot of times with Titans that they've had available in 2017 and 2018, I feel like they're gonna continue to do double and triple events. They'll be putting some of the older Titans in the lower slot. Or at the less expensive slot. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, because imagine if Dracor was in the Zeus event.
People would be quite upset. People would be quite upset if Dracor was in the Zeus event. The only reason why is because he would have to have a whole new set of skills, and for people to be very excited about him, I would feel like at this point.
Yeah, but, I would personally be ecstatic.
So, just a question of what people think. So when the Zeus event comes out, what do you think the souls are going to be?
It's gonna be probably around like 26, 28, somewhere in there. I don't know if they'll go 30. But I believe that the highest will be somewhere in like the 26 range, maybe 24. But I feel like 26 is probably about right because the Odin event was in that range. And of course, you still have to, when you're trying to fit 3 4-star Titans in there and their relics, especially if they're a God Titan. So I don't know. I kind of feel like that's what we're looking at. To be realistic. Although my biggest question is, what's going to be the next ice event soul count? I want to know, because now that a bunch of people, including myself, has this Oria's bounty that gives us this bonus souls, I want to know what the next ice event soul count's going to be. Is it going to be higher? If it's higher, then that just means that they just sold us another pile and we just fell for it. But if it's not, if the soul count is still relatively similar to what we've seen in the past for what the rewards that we're receiving, so which means, for instance, if we're getting 2 4-star Titans, if it's 20,000 souls or 17 or 18,000, it's based on the fact that we're getting 2 4-stars. And there's probably a bit of stretch rewards. But, or 3 4-stars and you're in the 20,000s. Like, I get it. But if for some reason it's like, all right, we're getting 1 4-star Titan and we're into the 20,000s, be like, I don't know, I'm a little skeptical here. You know what I mean? So, we'll see.
Well, I gotta go, so hopefully I'll see y'all later.
All right, Pisces. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, no problem.
If they do the 20,000, like, for the one Titan, I would be the first person to start a petition.
Oh, well, in the DOT community that there's always a bunch of people always willing to go the extra mile on the petitions. Any guesses on upcoming Greek god? Churro. There's a lot of people saying, what was it? Cerberus.
Cerberus?
Yeah, and I thought that was interesting.
Cerberus has 3 heads. Or I think I read a comment saying that.
I thought Cerberus was that 3-headed dog.
Yeah, me too. But at the same time, though, They could have their own variation.
Well, that's true. I mean, so what was that spiky-haired black image at the end that I've seen?
That's what we're trying to guess.
Yeah.
Is that what that?
Tartarus. It was either Tartarus, Zeus, Apollo, or like a different minor god. You know?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Oh, I think he's Tartarus, Zeus, Apollo, or a minor god.
Well, it could also. Well, I don't want to say it's Hera, but we've definitely seen images of Hera. Jupiter Game Rescue, yeah. Somebody else said Jupiter as well, which is interesting because.
Isn't Jupiter a Roman god, not a Greek god?
People were saying that as well, saying that Jupiter was Roman and not Greek. So.
Yeah, Roman, or Jupiter is the Greek, or no, Roman god of war. He's like Ares. Oh yeah, we could see Ares.
Well, we actually isn't. Well, isn't Hades and Ares?
No.
No. I'm sorry. Wait. Ares. What was the Greek to Roman of Ares?
Ares is the god of war.
Yeah, I know, but every Greek and Roman god had every Greek god typically had a Roman name as well. So
Jupiter.
So was it Ares Jupiter?
Yeah.
Was it? Man, definitely. My 7th grade Greek and Roman mythology is lacking at the moment.
Don't worry, I'll tell you when
it's Mars. It's Mars.
That's right. That's right. Ares, Mars. That's right. For God of War, and that's why Mars is the red planet. Because that all comes. My dad's all about astronomy and everything else, but Mars, the red planet for war. Ares sounds like it would be it. Yeah.
Sorry, I got it wrong a little bit.
Jupiter is a Roman god. He has a Roman equivalent to Zeus. Yeah. Interesting. Anthony M., I'm out of here, Zalon. When's the next live stream and where do I find that info? When's the next live stream? Well, typically I do live streams on the weekends for the most part, except when events drop during the week. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow night. We'll see. There's other people that are planning on streaming tomorrow night. I may end up showing up on their live streams in Discord. I do like to do that on occasion. I don't always want to hog up all the stream time myself, but pending on event and pending on what I'm doing. But we'll see. We'll see if I end up popping back either tomorrow or on Sunday to finish up doing some more streaming for this event. Actually, I do it. We have to do a quick soul check because I got to see where I'm at. Because I've just been blindly grinding away this whole time. And Joe, it's awesome to see you. Because I do want to mention, Joe, that it's awesome to see that NTG Dragons is in top 100, and that you will also be receiving a 4-star as well. And a lot of times, there's plenty of teams that do not get top 50 rewards on a regular basis, and it may not, maybe not be a main priority just for the fact that they know what has to go into achieving a top 50 reward in some of these certain events that get kind of out of control. So it is nice to see the developers put a 4-star Titan all the way down to top 100, allowing for teams to achieve a 4-star that even if you don't want it, you're going to have some great food. So it's going to be pretty interesting. My daughter is reading a book on the Greek gods. She is really into it. That's cool, Joe. Seems like Hera would make sense. Not sure what type of weapon she would yield. Hera. Yeah.
She'd be an angry short god with a rolling pin.
Every time I've ever feel like I've ever seen statues, pictures of Hera, she's always holding a book. but I could be wrong.
Oh, I actually haven't read much into Hera. Surprisingly.
Let's take a quick peek. Let's take a quick peek into the soul count.
Personally, I think it's going to be Tartarus, or the God of
3,000.
War, which is
Nice. It
Ares.
did well over 1,000 souls on stream. Nice. That's not bad. 12th spot. Still, this event is big shout out to NTG Pesty, Spartacus, Bellafire, Rio Hand, and Rick Sanchez, and Cog and iTouch Matzer. I'm gonna shout out everybody from 7K up, because seriously, if it wasn't for them, we would not be anywhere near the higher position that we are, because you take 15,000 away from 154, and yeah, you're getting close to falling out, if not falling out of top 50. Oh no, that's 20K right there, but still, you know, one way or another, definitely appreciate the players that are definitely going a lot farther in the event. Jupiter, Zeus, Ares is Mars. Yeah, thank you for that one. Winged Angel, Satharoth. Seems like hair would make sense, but not sure. Oh yeah, I already read that. Alright, cool. Well, I am going to roll with probably 3 more battles, I think, for tonight. Let's see how long the stream's been rolling for. It's been a little while. Friday night slow grind, that's what I got this stream labeled as. Oh yeah. 111 minutes ago. Nice. Alright, we're going to roll 3 more battles. And we're going to wrap it up for tonight.
Oh, what do you think of a spike helm? I don't think Hera would have a spike helmet.
I don't think so either.
That's why I think it would be Ares or Tartarus. While there's still silence, DMSQ, comment into general chat.
Well, Jim dropped off. Now that we're getting, I was gonna say, since we're getting closer to the end of the stream here too, Truth, you wanna give a quick shout out to what's happening on Sunday? What are you doing with Jim on Sunday?
Yeah, man. Well, let's see. What we're trying to do is really take a page out of Mrs. Alon and Bo's book. Jim and I are going to come together and try to get more of a structured stream going, have fun out there. Again, really kind of make it to where, each week is something more steady that people can count on. We were thinking about doing it on Sunday evenings, but we're looking to have a lot of fun, man.
Nice.
We're just like you and Bo do, man. I mean, I think y'all have a great time whenever y'all do y'all's thing, and I think that you guys stream well together. You kind of bounce off each other, and Jim and I kind of feel the same way. So we just want to have some more fun, man. It adds another dynamic to the game. That's why anybody does these streams.
It's definitely what it is. Streaming takes the game itself to a next level. And I'll always remember telling JJ that because he's like, Salon was right about this. And I was like, it is. It definitely is the next level. So.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to try to polish it up real nice. We're working a lot behind the scenes right now, trying to make sure we get it done right. Because really, to be honest, you and Bo set a pretty high bar. I mean, y'all streams are always very, very nice, very well done, and a lot of people enjoy them. And we want to do the same thing. We want to have a good time, but we also want to contribute something to the community, do something that people want to hear and watch. Just like you guys do.
Well, I think both of you have a very good and different aspect to contribute to the game, because I know that both you and Jim have played the game for a good amount of time, have played on multiple teams, have played through many different events, including not just Soul events, but Throne Wars and other such events as well, that you're seasoned enough to talk about all sorts of different things and to also speculate about all sorts of different things that are included in the game. So I'm looking forward to it as well. I definitely love to see other content creators who talk. I'm not throwing any shade on people who make battle videos and put music down, but I appreciate it when players are talking. So
yeah,
that's just me. So yeah, Snoop Frog.
So we're looking forward to it. So hopefully everybody else will enjoy it. So
that's right. Working at it. Awesome. Sounded like a toilet flush. Somebody just flushed a toilet.
Yeah, who's dropping a deuce on a live stream?
Yeah, who's doing that? Now I noticed that blank, other known as Dylan, is muted. Is this the first time you muted? Is this the first time you muted?
Everybody just mute real fast. Not me.
Oh, it's not me. Oh, it wasn't me.
Not it.
All right. Oh, Churro says, post the link. You love your Athena, Michael Marlowe? Nice. What's it called? Churro says, post a link. Truth, are you going to be live streaming on your YouTube channel or on Jim's?
Yeah, we're going to do our, dual live stream on my channel, and okay. Jim will still be streaming off of his just for fun.
Oh, wait, so you're going to be streaming at the same time?
No. But
okay.
he's going to use his channel exclusively for the
Okay, I see. I see. Just kind of like the way Bo does the just for fun streams, and I do the more structured streams that we do together.
Exactly.
I see. That's cool. I like it. I'm excited for you because I like to see, like I said, I like to see other content creators who talk, just because I find that it's a little more relatable for me because it's just stuff that I already do. But at the same time, though, I also just know that there seems to be more content creators that do battle videos than anything else. So that's why I feel like when I find a DOT content creator that does talking in their videos, I find it to be that takes more than just doing a battle and putting music behind it. You know what I mean?
Oh, it takes a lot more. Yeah. I respect what y'all do because, I streamed a little bit in the past, and I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but I've since moved on to just kind of making videos, usually on the fusion events if people follow my, channel. And then, of course, as you know, Jim jumped into the live world recently, and he just freaking loves it, man. It's like he's addicted already. Mm-hmm. So I'm cool with joining him because I think, when we get on and start talking, just whenever we, come on your stream, when we all get on here and start talking, then, hey, I'm all about it, man. I can have a good time, and we can talk strategy, and we could, speculate and do the whole nine, and have a good time. So I'm looking forward to it from that aspect.
Yeah, when you're by yourself and you're just talking to chat, it can seem to be seem a little dull and a little one-sided because you're still not actually hearing the other person. You're just reading what they type. But when you do break that other barrier, have a few other people to chat with, as well as read people's comments, you feel like it is a little bit more of a real nice flow to it. So I definitely agree when it comes down to when you create certain types of streaming situations, they can be very appealing. So
yeah, man.
I personally am starting to get a bit addicted to being on these things. The live streams. Yeah,
they're a lot of fun.
Yeah. And it helps having your questions propelled straight through, talking.
Yeah, exactly. The avenue of being able to chat through Discord on the stream it does make for a better, more fluid transition. Instead of having to deal,
it's a fuller stream altogether.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever you're talking alone, no matter how knowledgeable you are, you're going to run out of some stuff to say, or you'll hit a mental block and not be able to get past it. But if you've got essentially some co-hosts on, somewhere to pick up someone who can pick up the slack, then there's not this dead air where you're trying to find the words or trying to figure out what they can talk about.
Exactly.
Picks up
exactly.
Yeah, more things to think about too.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Snoop Frog says no splash, Captain. So Prometheus says you streaming Chinese New Year's, Alon. On Tuesday? Yeah, probably. I mean, it's the beginning of the Chinese New Year event. I'm gonna stream whenever I possibly can stream.
Hey, Alon.
What's going on?
Can you do it after 4 o'clock? The stream.
What? Just for you? Is this a special request for just from you? Do you hear this, Truth? Do you hear this kind of special requests I'm getting?
This is hardcore special.
Yeah, it's like specifically it has to be after 4 p.m. What is that, Eastern?
Mountain.
Wait, Mountain? 4 p.m. Mountain? Yeah. So it's got to be after 6 p.m. Eastern. All right. You're making myself and Boganora do the beginning of the live stream on Tuesday till after 6 p.m. Eastern because you asked?
You don't have to. But...
Okay. No, it's cool.
Man, I might do it because that's a bold request.
Yeah, it needs to be after 6 p.m. on Tuesday. No, it's all right. The stream will be there. You can always watch the replay.
Yeah.
And man, to be honest with you, Bo and Zalon streams, they're not no 20-minute streams, man. They usually go a couple hours.
Yeah, at least the event start ones, especially if it's not on a day when if we do like an event start stream and it's on a non-day when it's not a DOT, it's not a stream day, so like Tuesday would be a case like that, because we'll still do a DOT after show on Wednesday, but it probably will be a video instead of a live stream, because there's no event going live. So we'll just do kind of like a DOT after show recap of what's going on from the dev live stream. So that's typical. We just do a lot of live streams because typically I like to do a live stream when the event goes live to get a feel from everybody on what everybody likes about the event. It's kind of a first responder. The event's live, everybody. How do you feel about this? You know what I mean? Like, I'm the guy with the clipboards, that's like, what do you think? What do you think? And I usually do get a good feel for what people are thinking about the event pretty quickly and pretty early, which is nice because it gives me a good feeling on exactly what, how I'm feeling about the event, because sometimes when other people point out certain things, they're like, wait a minute, what about this, and what about that, and what about this, and point at that. And sometimes it does take a few other people pointing out a few other things to really get the idea of where I really want to fall in the whole milestones of everything. So.
Oh, I say this because school ends at 3:50 for me.
Okay. Well, when it comes down to it, as soon as the event goes live, I typically like to do those streams pretty soon after, if I can help it. So we'll see what happens next Tuesday and how my schedule goes. But I think we're going to be at wrap-up point. We're at 3,304 souls, still at rank 31. Got to check that.
Oh, well,
Nice.
once it ends, thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, thanks for joining. I still have, that is blank, other known as Dylan, Pharaonic, and Truth on Discord with me. Thanks for sticking to the very end. Everybody that is in the chat right now, thank you for being available till the end as well. And Hammer's slacking and safely in the top 20 this week on event. Right, Prometheo? Pretty ridiculous. All right. Thank you again for everybody joining. And I'll be back again either tomorrow or Sunday, unless for some reason there's some sort of crazy happenings. But, all right. Awesome. And
Thanks a lot, Zalon.
no problem, Truth. And also, yes, again, Truth, I wish you could, can you share your, hold on. Before I end, hold on. Are you an admin, Truth, or no?
No.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on, before I get off. I'm just going to post one thing at the very end. Anyone who is watching the stream after the fact, you can pull up the live stream chat at any given time, and you can actually click on anything you see in the live stream chat, so you do have the ability to do exactly what I am doing right now, and that is I am sharing Truth's channel, which is going to be available for live stream on Sunday. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on this link. You're going to click on this link, and you're going to make sure to subscribe to Truth's channel so that you can check out, and make sure you hit the bell so that you can get the notification when he is going live with Jim on Sunday. Sunday.
Oh, I subscribed just because we're here.
There you go. And that's why. And that's why I'm definitely trying to make sure everybody gets the word out, because there's always great DOT content available. You just got to make sure you're subscribed to as many of these content creators as possible so that you know when it's happening. So, there you go. All right, DOT community. I will be back again soon. And thanks again for everybody that was here. And have a great night, weekend, and event.
Thanks a lot, man.